Allow the body to settle in, settle down. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. These past few clearings have been focused on creating space, lack, limitations, guilt, fear. We have moved and shifted together. And it's been an absolute blessing and honor to watch your spirits exchange. I have watched your spirits step into a new divine currency within a personal power. Connecting keys and codes. Codes and keys that have been rediscovered. And that's really nothing short of phenomenal. So thank you for saying yes. I'd like to suggest in the next coming days, weeks, or even months, continue to be gentle with yourself as more shifts will come. And as this work continues, take the time to slow down, to lean in and have faith. As we begin with this clearing, there is one piece that I've been guided to bring into this space. In order for you to step more into your field and expand more into your divine. So the pieces that were brought forward and the information that I received is on codependency. So sit for 1 minute with that thought, that word, codependency. And where in your life right now, consciously or unconsciously, draw that in. Are you sitting in codependency? As we begin to follow some breadcrumbs. The questions are, where are you codependent in relationship on other people, on other structures, on other systems, and on your purpose? Where in your life have you created codependency on another person, on a structure, on work, on a belief that really isn't serving you, or that is keeping you out of your own personal integrity? So here's another question. Who are you living your life for? Notice when you ask yourself that question, those questions, the mind might want to give you one answer. But your actions are reflecting another. And that is a disconnect in personal integrity. If you already have the information coming through that if I choose to live my life for myself, then I'm selfish, or that I choose to live my life for my kids, or any other story that you're telling yourself, I'm going to say with loving attention something that I was once told, to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So who are you living your life for? Whoever and whatever that is plays out in all our decisions, plays out in our choices, plays out in what we say yes to and what we say no to. So the invitation here is to shift into a space of being codependent with, not with other people, not with other structures or systems, or all those things that allow us to be limited in some way, shape, or form. but to shift in a relationship with being codependent with your spirit, with your purpose, and allow yourself to trust and rely on yourself and your relationship with your spirit. Then what follows is integrity with our words, our actions, our deeds, our energies, our frequencies. And when I'm speaking of personal integrity, what I mean by that is honest consistency, uncompromising truth in doing the right thing. Breathe that in. It's not the right thing that our parents tell us to do, or our partners, or our friends, or even what society tells us. It's the right thing that we know to be true. This is where we're being led to and guided to. Can you have and hold personal integrity and consistency? That honesty and uncompromising truthfulness. That unwavering faith, even behind closed doors, even when no one is watching. And that is what we need to expand into. We have to find that solid ground that is clear and a neutral channel within ourselves to align with. And part of it is about the choices we make. Can you be in charge of your own destiny? Or does that feel like a catch? Like a cat and mouse game? Because every time we make a choice, our destiny changes. It alters everything. We are about to take a quantum leap forward into something new, a higher version of ourselves. And when we find ourselves in places we don't trust, is it in fact that you don't trust because you don't like the choices, the results of the choices you made? Let me repeat that. Is it in fact you don't trust because you don't like the results of the choices that you made? It may not be the choice itself, but what set in motion that you don't like or that you didn't want to receive. When we don't love our choices, we can't love ourselves. When we don't love our choices, we can't love ourselves. Then comes in the struggle with self-worth, the struggle of unconditional love. So let's take ourselves to a higher dimension. That even though our actions reside here in this third 3D, here on this planet, let's bridge that gap. And how do we bring those two pieces together? What is left is to expand into it. To take this piece and step into the new self. There is an opportunity to step if you're willing to draw on the trust and faith and develop a different relationship from what you had. So let's settle in and see what happens as we move through this piece of the puzzle. So adjust your body, begin to soften, get comfortable, and close your eyes if you already haven't. And bring in that breath a little deeper. Deeply inhaling and exhaling through the nose only. Allow yourself to connect into your channel, into your hara point. Call in your guides. Call in your helpers. Call in your team. Call in your ancestors, your soul family, your star family. Call them in with the highest light and illumination. Call them in and ask for support. Ask them for guidance in receiving this work today. Clearing what needs to be cleared. And as you expand with that breath, exhale with a sigh. Expand into that space of golden energy. Expand into that space where everything is provided for you. Expand into your space of your divine purpose, your divine destiny. Allow that shift to happen right here in this moment. Step into your space of personal integrity by allowing yourself the faith and trust and potency of this work. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. Spirit and I are one, and we work together as a team. It is my intention to be a clear, neutral channel for the high self and for your spirit today. And how long will it take me to work? Thank you. And how long will it take to prep my high self? Thank you. And how long will it take to prep this group of the toolbox to work? Thank you. And do I have permission to work in this field? And the answer is yes. So barriers down, barriers down, barriers down on all levels, all layers, and all lifetimes, barriers down. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale with a sigh. Please clear and remove any and all blocking programs, any openings, any interferences and negative energy. Permanently seal all cracks, openings, portals, and fill with love and golden light. Please remove any links in our high self community chains, and please clear, remove, elevate, and educate all of your spiritual committees, including the high self, to the highest level of consciousness on this chart 3. Please reassign any committee members who are not ready, willing, and able to support 100% positive and 0% negative change. And please update and download all of our spiritual committees with new education, knowledge, truth, wisdom, understanding, light, and the potentials in one universe, as well as the entire star system. Provide them with the intellect required to clear all negative programming and establish them with a new plan that's based on everything positive. Please reduce the size of our spiritual committees to the minimum size for the maximum effect, clearing all bodies of negative programming and reducing all portals and gateways down to 1. Please clear any of our spiritual committees serving of any and all programs that we've created with our spirit, including replications, mirroring images, and rebuilding. And please reduce my ego to the minimum level required to facilitate this clearing, more than 0 and not to exceed 3%. Suspend all judgment and keep me 100% neutral. Please clear and remove any extra souls, any addictions to extra souls, and set up a triple layer of protection around each and every one of us, as well as our spiritual committees and as well as anyone else in the vicinity of this clearing. And is this clearing done? Yes. And am I clear to work? Yes. And is this group prepped to work? Yes. And I'd like to begin with a real-time clearing anything and everything that can be cleared for each and every one of us, both individually and as a collective at this time. And as we move forward today, I'm going to ask that we clear out any negative energies, any of those energies that are no longer serving us, any energies that are attached to or anything or any circumstance in our life that we have developed a relationship with codependency that no longer are serving us, where the relationship of codependency is actually serving as a limitation, where it's putting us in lack and small and dimming our light. And as we begin to release those energies, I'm going to open you up and create space for a new energy, a new type of relationship where you can step forward and allow yourself to develop a healthy codependent relationship with your divine purpose, with the spirit, and with ourselves, so that we can set in motion an unwavering faith that allows ourselves to give ourselves permission to rely on our spirit totally, so that the alignment will allow us to create this inspired action that keeps us in our own personal integrity, no matter where we are, who we're with. There is no more hiding. There's no more pretending. The invitation for this clearing today is to look at where in your life you're not in alignment with the aspects of your spiritual soul. Who are you living your life for? Is the question again. And when you can answer this truthfully, honestly, consistently, and authentically, that I am living for me, that is when you're in divine integrity. And thank you. Is that done? And who are we working with? We're working with the highest self. And where are we going first? We're going into the Akashic Records. And what kind of program am I working with? I'm working with an identification program. So in this identification program is a belief that you shared or a specific trait with someone else, such as their established viewpoints, like I have to save everything I make in case something happens. There's like a fear built within that, or that you can never ask for support or ask for help, that you need to suffer in silence. These are beliefs that you may have shared with your parents. You may have this belief that having an abundance of money isn't for you. This is another belief that comes from our parents. So when was this program established? It was established in a parallel lifetime. Is that correct? The answer is yes. So does it have these past life roots? Yes. I'm going to take us there. So how many characters are in this program? There's 2. And who's the first character? The first character is a mother, and the second character is a friend. And what type of mother do we have? We have a high priestess. Is there anything I need to know about this friend? No. So is this an individual lifetime or part of a collective clearing? This is an individual lifetime. And who were we in this lifetime? We were the high priestess. Was there hurt or harm? The high priestess was harmed by the friend. And what type of harm was there? There's a mental, emotional, or spiritual, or was it all 4? It was an emotional, which resulted in an emotional death. And do we need to know the reasons for this harm? The reasons for this harm, the energies are unworthiness, unforgiveness, terror, suicide, self-punishment, revenge, self-limitation, self-destruction, panic, anxiety, self-destruction, again, separation, rejection, negativity, clearing. So please clear these energies out, root, trunk, and seed. Clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments. Clear them out of all your 13 bodies, all the way back to your spiritual committee and back to the heart of your spirit. And as these motivations, these attachments, and these discordant energies begin to clear out, I'm going to open you up to each one of you to worthiness. The forgiveness of the friend, the forgiveness towards the friend, the vitality. Open you up to wholeness, to self-preservation without sabotage, and open you up to success. Supportiveness, the forgiveness of anyone else in this lifetime that may be attached to it. Open you up to limitlessness, to oneness, to acceptance, and to belonging, as well as every other positive word in the biggest dictionary, regardless of this language. The language kept us separate. So what I'm getting is that in this lifetime, there was a promise that was made that was not kept. You can use the word promise, you can use the word agreement, you can use the word contract, whatever it seems to fit for you. They all mean the same thing. This is an experience that you agreed to something for someone. You have agreed and you did not follow through. You did not stay in integrity with what you said you would do, which created this harm in this lifetime. And there was this element of competition that existed between yourself and this friend. You may have noticed this in group sessions or within other spiritual communities that even when someone is sharing a story or an experience that you still struggle to do that. And this is all about stories and narratives that we tell ourselves around the arguments for our own limitations. As humans, we argue for these limitations. We argue for the can't, I won't, I shouldn't, the why nots, rather than stepping into the possibility of it all. Who are you living your life for when you made that promise, that commitment, that vow, whatever it was, to someone else? and then you broke it. And this can show up in our lives in a myriad of ways, and it creates these discordant energies, these ideas that when we say something or do something, and even though we apologize later and ask for forgiveness, we may not move through it. Sometimes these things unsaid can never be undone. And because of that, it broke some trust. It breaks faith, it breaks down a relationship, and it breaks down integrity. It's a mirror effect. That how can we be true to someone else if we can't be true to ourselves? We cannot have faith in someone else if we cannot have faith in ourselves, and we cannot love someone else if we can't love ourselves. It's the turning of the mirror, the reciprocity of it. And what Spirit began to say is this, within all these beautiful conversations that have been had, it's time to move forward. I'm showing being sent off. If you choose to do this work and continue down the road, will you choose to do it differently? To act differently, knowing that every time we make a choice, we change a trajectory or a direction of where our next journey begins. It's like the domino effect. If you don't like the experience of where those chips have landed or where they have fallen, I invite you to go back and look at where you made that choice from. Was it from a place of love, or a place or a choice that was made for you, or a should? Was that choice for someone else? Was it the can't? Was it the limitation rather than the possibility? Everything we choose, or for someone else, or for something else, or another structure, another system, whatever it looks like. Because every time we don't choose and decide for ourselves, we break trust and faith within the self. We break our relationships with our own divine purpose. We break the relationships with and sever a connection with our own frequencies. And we fill that with density because we don't know what else to fill it with. So there's this invitation that's being asked for you to step into your light. There's an invitation to shine your light, to lean in, and walk the talk. And that brings this question again, is who are you living your life for? Who are you choosing for? Who are you speaking for? And who are you doing and being for? And thank you. Is that done? Yes. Is that enough to clear this program, this lifetime? Yes. And who are we working with? We're working with the high self. And where are we going? We're going back into responsibilities. Is it an energy or a program? It's an energy, and it can be cleared without research at this time. So please clear and remove all the energies of responsibility, root, trunk, and seed. Clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all bodies, all fields, all compartments. Clear them out of all your spiritual communities, right back to the heart of your spirit. And as we're clearing this energy of responsibility, expressing outward, and that keeps us from our own divine design, from a perspective that we need to take responsibility again for everyone else and everything first. I'm a mom first, I'm a wife first, it's my job first, I'm a daughter first, I'm a caregiver first, I love humanity, so it's humanity first. And we put ourselves on these back burners. So what's it going to take to say, I put me first? I put me first. And all of the responsibilities and the everything else is simply just a distraction, a lie that we've watched, we've bought it, and we've sold it. Watch that melt down and uncreate it and destroy it on every level, every layer, and every lifetime, and return it for whence it came. Never to return to you, to your mind, your fields, your body, and never to your spirit again. And thank you. Is that done? Yes. And where are we going next? We're going into programs in the subconscious mind. Is that correct? And are they blocked? Yes. And do we need to clear them? Yes. So please clear any and all blocking programs that each of us have in the subconscious mind, clearing them out, root, trunk, and seed, out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments, clearing them out of all your spiritual communities, right back to the heart of your spirit. And these programs, the word that's coming up for me is prototype. It's for everything that you've been taught up until now that exists in this lifetime. All the ways that it is, all the ways that it's been structured. And clearing up all these programs in the subconscious mind simply means that illusions that we put in place to keep us small, to keep us safe. The ones that we subscribe to that are no longer serving us, but serve everyone else first. And thank you. Is that done? Where are we going next? Start to deepen the breath here. Deepen in. Take a nice couple deep breaths, sighing in and out. Inhale. Exhale. And in the mind, I want you to see, feel, or visualize the version of yourself, a version of you before. You can pick a month from now, a year ago, 8 days, 4 days, before day one of these clearings. And I want you to see that version of you and see her standing in front of you, knowing that is not who you are now. But really see her. See what she is wearing. See what she looks like. Notice her energy field. Give yourself permission to see. Give yourself permission to see that she is not you, because that was then and this is now. And placing your hand on your heart. This is now. That was then and this is now. I give myself permission to be expanded into this new version of myself in the here and now, and every day moving forward. I do this with the help of Mother Earth herself. I do this from a place of unwavering faith and trust. And the only thing that I'm connected to or codependent with is myself, my purpose, and my relationship with the Spirit. And I want you to see the old version of you standing in front of you. Notice her. And not just that aspect of that human form, but also notice her spirit. The eyes are the window of the soul. Take a moment and look at her. Really see her. For who that she is and all that she was. Because not too long ago, that is where you stood. And that's not from a place of wrongness, but rather a place of evolution, of transformation. And as you look at her, Notice she begins to depixelate, and her energy field comes forward. She becomes lighter. She becomes more transparent. But as you see her repeat these words to you, to the old version of you, into that aspect of you, I see you, I accept you, and I forgive you for all that I have perceived as wrong, as hurtful, as abusive, or as a betrayal in this lifetime and in all others. Please forgive me. Breathe that in. And she is willing and able to receive that. She is willing and able to accept that, allowing herself to open up even more. Allow yourself to open up to her even more, as she has a response for you. She says, I see you, I accept you, and I forgive you, and I love you. I forgive you for all the things that I have ever received as wrong, as hurtful, as abusive, as a betrayal in this lifetime and all others. Please forgive me. And give yourself permission to fully receive and accept this as well, allowing for this beautiful exchange to take place. Ask her if there's anything she would like to exchange with you, share with you in the form of a message or a gift. Maybe it's just a word. Knowing whatever comes forward is divinely guided and perfect. And when this is complete, you begin to walk towards each other. Imagine passing through like two ghosts pass through a wall. And as you do this, you take back everything that belongs to you and return everything that belongs to her. The good, the projections, the expectations, the judgments. Be intentional that every aspect of you is now taking back your full sovereignty. So that old version is no longer being guided or led by an old version of you. That was then, and this is now. That was then, and this is now. This is now in the space of the fertile void, in your space of your pure potentiality, where everything is possible, everything exists, and nothing exists all at the same time. And as this completes, you end up on either side of each other, and you turn to face each other, this time a little further apart. You will notice that you have taken back your full sovereignty, and she has taken back hers. No longer do you have to carry forth the stories, the narratives, the lacks, the limitations, whatever that was or is. Because right now you are standing in your inherent birthright. You've expanded into your next timeline, your next frequency, and your next divine currency. And from this space, you will become the divine creatrix of it all. Take a nice deep breath in as you say thank you to each other. And repeat after me. I now activate the spiritual power that benefits and protects all beings through mutual enhancement, through generosity, through grace, and through equality. I plug myself into the golden grid of the Spirit of Mother Earth. And I have faith that this is all I needed for me to fulfill and manifest my destiny. I put my faith in the potency of my divine currency, and I will hold an empowered vision of myself first. Breathe that in. And thank you. Is that done? Yes. And where are we going next? We're going into mop-up. So please clear 100% of the items in the mop-up list, including all the stats. And I'm going to invite you to deepen into the breath and come back into the body. And thank you. Is that done? And what percentage of the items in the mop-up list have been complete? Thank you. We're at 100%. And has brain restructuring been complete? Yes. And have all pre-programmed illnesses, Alzheimer's, dementia, accidents been cleared? Yes. And does your spirit agree that it's been cleared? And does my high self as well as your high self agree that this has been cleared? And the answer is yes. And are any other programs coming up at this time? The answer is no. And has your soul been cleared to the highest level of consciousness? And the answer is yes. What percentage of accuracy are we looking at? We're at 100%. Thank you. And at this point, I'd like to call in any angels of light to help you integrate the clearing for both of us, for all of us. Call forth our guidance teams, our soul families, our ancestors, our star family. I welcome them in to assist and support us moving forward with divine timing for ourselves and for each other. And so it is. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale, exhale, sigh. And at this time, I'd like to call you fully back into the body as you begin to gently awaken. Notice how you feel coming back into this space.